Hey, Sean here with IQ Barbecue, and today we're bringing back the Mexican pizza, something that's been out of existence now for probably 10 years, but we're gonna take it to that next level as we always do. 3 different types of meat, 3 different kinds of cheese, and a custom sauce that is gonna be absolutely incredible. Stay tuned. Okay, so there's 2 stars to this recipe. One is the sauce, but the first part is the meat. And we're gonna show what we're gonna use here. We're gonna grind this up ourselves. So we're gonna start with some brisket flat and some short rib, some boneless short rib that we have. And we're gonna start by grinding these up in our grinder, get the right consistency and texture, and then we're gonna add one more meat after that. So let's start by grinding this up. Wow, that came out good. Okay, so that looks perfect. We're gonna set that aside and let's move on to our third meat. Okay, so now it's at our third meat. So we've got our brisket, we've got our short rib. Now we're gonna add a half a pound of beef chorizo. This is gonna add just a little bit more flavor and a little bit more of a spiciness as well. So these three meats work so well together. We use them all the time in hamburgers, so you can use this for so many different things. So next step, let's get it in a pan, start cooking it. Take a little bit of avocado oil, and let's get our meat in there. Okay, so we're browning our beef. We'll let that go. Next, let's start with our vegetables. So another pan, I have onions, jalapenos, and bell pepper. I'm gonna take this in there. You know, we're not gonna cook these down a lot. We're just gonna let them get a little bit of heat on them, probably just maybe 5 minutes. Okay, let's get our vegetables going here. All right. Okay, as our meat begins to brown here, we're gonna go ahead and add some things to it. Again, add a little bit of smoked paprika, a little chipotle chili powder, a cumin, onion powder, and a little bit of garlic, and mix that in. Going to give it an extra little bit of flavor we want, and essentially that's the same thing that's in taco seasoning, but it gives it that little extra flavor with the chorizo that already has a lot of those flavors in it. Okay, that's almost done. Okay, so now to our veggies here. Add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. We have a lot of seasoning and flavors already in this. There's no reason to over-season these, so they're good just the way they are. Okay, so our vegetables and meat just about done. Let's get to the star of this, which is the sauce. Give a quick stir here just to move some stuff around a little bit. Everything looks good. Okay, sauce. Okay, the sauce. And this is very simple, but it does have quite a few ingredients. This is as close as I could come to kind of recreating that Taco Bell sauce, but it's excellent, and it's not just good on this Mexican pizza, it's good on everything. Okay, let's get the sauce together. So we're gonna start with a can of tomato sauce, just an 8-ounce can. Remember, all the ingredients and measurements down in the description below. Okay, so we have our tomato sauce in here, about 1/3 cup of water and some chili powder. I'm gonna add a little bit of cumin, some minced onions, some chipotle powder, a little bit of smoked paprika, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of white vinegar, and we will mix that up. Okay, that looks good. It's kind of consistency you're looking for, just kind of a thickness to it. Okay, so let's get this on the heat, and we're ready to build this. Okay, our sauce is done. I wish you could smell this. It just smells incredible. Kind of thick, that minced onion in there, you can really see it. Looks really, really good. Great smell. That's gonna be perfect on this. So, let's get to building this thing. Okay, last step. Let's fry our tortilla shells for the top and bottom. We're ready to put this together. So first thing, cast iron skillet here. I'm gonna add some oil to it. Let that come up to temperature, and then we'll get our tortillas in. And this is not gonna take very long, just a couple minutes on each side, just to get a little bit of crispness, a little brown color to them. We're using these large, you've seen us use before, these large restaurant-style tortillas. They're about 14 inches. They're great, and where you can get those, online. I'll put the description down below as well. Okay, let's get these tortillas on. Now what I like to do is just take a knife and just kind of go around, make some small little holes. That'll keep it from bubbling up on you. Probably could have done that before I started, but we'll do this one over here. Okay, just kind of keep pushing it down, make sure the entire tortilla is in contact with the oil. All right. Flip it over. Got a little dark there, but not bad. All right, that looks good. All right, let's put our other one in. All right, I think that is good. Okay, that's good. Let's start building it. So with our tortilla on the bottom, we had some refried beans left over from a cook we did the other day, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use these. Mix them up here. We're just gonna spread them on our bottom shell here. We'll go ahead and use them all. Carefully spread them around the outsides until we get a nice coverage. I don't think there's any wrong way to do this. This is just gonna be stacking layer and layer and layer of goodness. If you notice, I have this sitting on a like a pizza peel, a wooden pizza peel, because we're going to go ahead and finish the top of this off, and I don't want to have to be moving this over and over because you'll end up breaking the tortilla shell. So if you have something like this, perfect for this type of recipe. Now, all of that great brisket, chorizo, and short rib, let's go ahead and just spoon that on. All right. Just like that. Now, all those great veggies that we made, those go next. And that also adds just the perfect color in here as well. Okay. All right, we're getting there. Now, how about a little bit of cheese? Because you can never have too much of that. And we're just using cheddar and pepper jack that we've shredded. Perfect. Now, a little nacho cheese sauce. Just kind of move it around the cheese a little bit there. Wow, this is looking huge. Now, we will put our top shell on here just like that. Jeez, that is huge. Okay, now more cheese on the top. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and put this on the broiler for just a couple minutes, let that cheese melt, and then we'll finish off the top. Okay, and there she is. Wow, that thing is huge. Look at that, that just looks so good. So we're gonna finish off the top though. So I have some, I make these all the time. You see me use them in other recipes. They're just fire roasted tomatoes that we roast for like 3 hours, and some garlic and some olive oil. I'm gonna put some of those on the top, add a little bit of color. You could just use raw tomatoes, you know, like Roma tomatoes diced up if you want as well. I just like the extra flavor that this gives. And then some green onions. This puts a nice little color right on the top with the red and green to kind of finish it off. Okay guys, there it is. The Mexican pizza made the IQ barbecue way. But like we always say, you know, it doesn't really matter how good it looks. All that matters is how it tastes. So, okay, let's cut into it. Oh, I like the crunch. Ooh, look at that. Let me get a towel. This is going to be a little messy. Okay. And look at that. How does that look? Wow. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, that's good. All that meat that we put, you've got almost 2.5 pounds of meat here. This thing's about probably 6 pounds. The meat is just perfect and adds that balance with the beans, and then those vegetables, especially those jalapenos, come through at the end. And then the crispness of the tortilla, just the whole thing with the cheese, the fire roasted tomatoes on the top. You can taste that little bit of garlic in there. It just has so many different flavors going on, but it's just so perfect. Admittedly, this does take a little bit longer to make if you're gonna put this much in there, but remember, you can have a lot of this stuff already done. You can just use regular ground beef, you know, a couple tortillas. You can actually just heat the tortillas up in the oven and then just, you know, put it all together. It's so easy to make from that standpoint. You don't have to go to this extent, but we wanna do this for you. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, and hit that post notification bell. Because remember, YouTube does not notify you when we put a new video out. So make sure you hit that so you get notified whenever a new video is uploaded, which we do every Thursday morning. And make sure you follow us on our other social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And remember, with IQ Barbecue, everyone could be a genius in the kitchen, even if your kitchen's an outdoor kitchen. We'll see you next time.